to air transfers no said your kind no Tuesday no meeting na course for Manchester no and why ye dey ama Ruben Amorim unse Ruben Amorim die wa convince Manchester United mpanyimfo ne say Carlos Baleba ne de ona ya aginkwa ni team na oba be hyehyɛ no so no Ruben Amorim ni nya Carlos Baleba no won finfin ho na obosa two deep central midfielders obo Bruno no abo Carlos Baleba na kunyamo ene mbuemu mu na Benjamin Sesko ma Manchester United team no be compete or the data of Carlos Baleba ema Manchester for no the reason why obe fete ono Amorim system ama Manchester mpanyimfo na ye convince so Tuesday meeting na course no onim de ekosi ye de ekosi ni ye say Manchester United mpanyimfo no I promise Ruben Amorim say ekwan bia so say wo so munya Carlos Baleba ba Manchester no mbenya so Tuesday meeting na course no omo kohye mu kina edema Ruben Amorim say ekwan bia so omo Manchester United mpanyimfo ebe make sure say na kra na wo se onya na Manchester team no ebe yeye no ombefa so enia edina ba entoma promise Ruben Amorim omo wie ya na report ne kire say omo frɛ Carlos Baleba agency no anoma afrɛ omo from no omo ka kire omo say e ma boy ne nsesa na adwen na omo Manchester United for ye ready so ombe convince Brighton for no enti Manchester United for mpanyimfo after so omo promise Ruben Amorim Carlos Baleba no omo sa frɛ Carlos Baleba ni agency no ma ka kire omo say omo nya abotrem fam omo Manchester United for no omo nim de omo ye enti e ma boy ne nsesa na adwen so Tuesday meeting e course so e Manchester United naked e promises galore ana na e course so ate say omo promise Manchester United coach Ruben Amorim ana e Carlos Baleba agency ne say e kwan bia so Manchester e benya deal no that's the reason why your story no say omo sanction sa deal no for e Ruben Amorim nti e be hwede e wa akosie na papa e friend said Deku Ken na kwantu no otu call Brazil no wankoye adwuma ama Barcelona for na ne personal staff na owo akwantu ni ma no ana onye akọ based on story na free Spain ni ba no ana omo friend say onye quick na the personal holidays na okọ Brazil no ontwa so no returning no mbra Barcelona no mbesi Hansi Flick because in hwehwemu na ba me to just second yes say Inigo Martinez score ye no deep down Hansi Flick enye too happy with the center backs na aka no on say so far aka Pau Kubasi Ronald Araujo Christiansen Eric Garcia kunde di ose so ye right back 84 center backs na aka no yes deep down after say Hansi Flick elusu Inigo Martinez no na waye ne plans ni nyina for this season around Inigo Martinez and Pau Kubasi as the first choice center back pair enti abrante ne coin na hiti coach no e ka ho na ma ba sampanyimfo aka che Deku say ontwa ne holidays no so ntem e wo Brazil no mepiem wo e Spain no ne Hansi Flick mbehia say possibly Barca betimenya center back bi dia ba okay say no ambeka cho say Musa Sissoko awofa Upamecano e dia ma Barcelona bobuku no enti yesi problem na abani nyina nanka Barcelona for decide say omo nsan center back but yesi Hansi Flick hu ni say ne center backs aka no Ronald Araujo Eric Garcia eye Christiansen ne Pau Kubasi no e wo so onya ba ko bi beka ho enti ye hwede ba akosie e wo sa meeting no Arsenal for aka che AC Milan for say kill your no omo peno no omo de omo ye ready to sell Arsenal for no so omo ye ready to sell na AC Milan for pa eye 25 to 30 million euros the last time e be catch or say Andre Beta our no sporting director Edema Arsenal bobuku no ekosia Rafael Leao ano ne boy ne kokasai Emma Arsenal decide say ankomu diska ana Kirio ka ho akwakoje Rafael Leao ana AC Milan for reject sa deal no AC Milan for ni Kirio Arsenal for catch or say 25 to 30 million euros so mbetimenya Ken after confirmation ni enya ba se kwaku ade say Manchester City Pep Guardiola analyze say as it stands now no specialist ever right back enti all the players me say din na to just from the bubble right back this season Jody kan Matheus Nunes John Stones ana Manuel Akanji enti 3 players we Pep Guardiola say ho omo ne bebo right back ono onko fast specialist bia emba on say na omo ko Livramento ana Newcastle for omo 80 million pounds and they said there is no right back or Manchester City. Manchester United ne Chelsea for and a crunch meeting bekoso. Meeting e bekoso ni nyina no between Chelsea ana team e friend say Manchester United Garnacho ho nkomo ana omo kwotwetwe ene Chelsea ene Garnacho awie personal terms akasa Manchester ni Chelsea ebewie baby a Manchester United for ni gina ne ho anu mu gina 50 million pounds for Garnacho team a your friend say Chelsea say omo ntua more than 40 million pounds enti na meeting na ebekoso no between Chelsea and Manchester United for Garnacho Manchester gina 50 Chelsea say omo nko about 40 million pounds ye ba akotwen enwumre de be free meeting ase bebe bia no ye de beba Galatasaray for so aka kire Arsenal for say omo expected bid before say week ni be kwa wiye for Abrante friend say Trossard Galatasaray for communicate akire Arsenal for before say week ni be kwa wiye no omo Galatasaray for the omo official bid e de beba team friend say Arsenal for Abrante a friend say Trossard na ken Metesa na wo ye Giovanni Leoni ho adwuma akra na je se wa ho Italian Serie A ya ka so be a modern center back o ka ho bi osa 18 years the next 24 hours I da yenim no Liverpool ni Parma ebewie for Giovanni Leoni o ya akra kito a wesi so wo Italy a che se center back ro no all bogi ni din na Juve epe na Inter epe na Napoli epe teams akesie nya na wo Italy no the next 24 hours Liverpool ni Parma reports na free Italy any Liverpool aso ye ba ni nyina kire say omo bewie ye si fee ne ya around almost 30 million pounds Parma be say nya 10% sale on clause so in case say Liverpool say ton akra na Parma be say nya 10% ewum oba be sign contract to 2031 e dey ma Liverpool boboku no into the next 24 hours no on betime wie bibia say dey ekwa anim pa no about 90% done Giovanni Leoni be sign e dey ma Liverpool team no Liverpool for say omo pay 2 center backs and sign a transfer na be wie omo wie Giovanni Leoni no aka Magei die no na Magei die no 35 million pounds na Liverpool for the coin no Crystal Palace for say omo nje say Liverpool cry the 45 background na omo enje say iska no enti Liverpool say before say transfer no be kwa wie no aka 3 players was so omo ba Giovanni Leoni Magei and Isaac we 3 players at Liverpool for expect to say on be wie before say transfer no be ba ewie Galatasaray the omo second bid Man City for omo goalkeeper Ederson omo first bid na 3 million and Man City say bi omo didi o matem say no Galatasaray for say omo prepare omo second bid Manchester City say omo be around 20 million euros into your head yes bid no there be set 3 days say bi Man City ya adwen there be na say o compare 3 million there be na lo name crab beto ne say enti we dey Man City for the ya adwen 3 million there be na o striker Mateta Newcastle for ne abre no so on say akwa ye Nicolas Jackson Newcastle for nso se hu ne say time na ben enti wo so munya striker wo Premier League na oba ya adaptation ye problem enti Mateta de no en commercial ase ene omo se na wotwe omo de official bid ebeko na wo ka Vinicius Junior de no sankamenya sa video na ni agent na omo yi ni free Rock Nation no Tata Suarez papa na wotwe ne ye friend Tata Suarez on Madrid for week we no meshia 2 times enti na meeting no okoshia Jose Angel Sanchez o ye CEO Edema Real Madrid bobuku no Madrid for na catch Vinicius ne Tata Suarez say simple so wanti ase no renew a obebo season we awie owie o beton no so simple
Madrid for
decision no
on beton
say when renew na ye bo season ni we na still say Vinicius you renew a omo man the contract no dey be omo gina no gina enti na Ken me no wie no ma me ko wie wo Barcelona yes Lewandowski adwen ya asesa Saudi deal no story as see me second no yes enu enwumre oni Piniza have video nkomo onso ma communicate actually Lewandowski say on be manage time no because of the age no Lewandowski nso so penisa enti yes na adwen ya asesa onya yo beje Saudi deal na tu by Barcelona for nso won say time no so replacement be issue
what's up for na patron kwame tuwaju omwana epae na de
ne so kwa never before no some person bana Manchester akofai
say Ferran Torres on na push
to say season we obvious see a 10 minutes in mo Lewandowski bebo be 30% of the games so bebo crucial games it is quite obvious say exactly proper goal scorers are obi no to Lewandowski but one sika oji Sisi Frankie de Jong there no crana sisi aba back to normal. No, the highest paid player.
Yes,
Oh, say it over 20. And would you want to pay player or your highest paid player? Now, what about just 30% of your games are now? And yes, on Koje story the baby a free banner. And I'm who's a more lie. Omo pay, omo pattern. And it makes a lot of sense. And maybe a buy. Na eko. Na asanswaba ken and na me catch her say issues wo Barcelona na man fo adwe wo ball no so and na manga and na mon koye meeting say board of directors na nka say na ekoyi ombotom sika e dey register play and na me ni weni san komo no okay somewhere hard you Inigo Martinez abro mo ton aseme no mbeka che wiase nyina ana so mo ma na kono aseme no mbeka say you create space for them to register players. And yes, sir, if the Inigo Martinez leaving no will create space for Barcelona to register players, sir, why is it that and meet na coso ama penny for na se was guarantees? Challenge issues day. Now sometimes it's difficult and answer what can the finances are so much up. But now say people are so much into football no. Who chemo on tia so bedrin say ebia what on the club no anabi but clearly the past 3 years it has not been easy. But Laporta no on him grounds in it looks like everything is right. Yeah, best start window na me catch us send your name and CK Kakono. Laporta the Nsabeka senior players nibi our supporters na happy. Bako any Inigo Martinez. And I want Lewandowski the so. Say the Etienne say Barcelona needs to clear the wages. Wages no son. That's the harshest reality.
Sacrifice Lewandowski.
50-50. But clearly still na sacrifices na so ye. Ye liver ye Inigo free was still. Ye go so a per sacrifices. Now me the bigger problem they say in the nearest future, see me, in the nearest future, whoever becomes the president of Barcelona will suffer. Because still, Barcelona Dachi, and the dear leavers know. Barcelona TV rights are betting a Dachi no. Ya ton about 20% at the my company Jessica. It's ya ton Dachi Sika Barcelona by ya ton. Barcelona Studios, you ton 25% initially. On Saturday, ton 21.5. In tom and also so much ton. That sisi cano more jenny and ne. You can't leave us now. That sisi cano imagine and ne. Including me no say stadium my year baby VIP seater. On betting ya ton afibia benye sikano. Ya ton that the edge sikane and ne. What I say? Just to make sure, say everything will back to normal. Me say.
I don't know Laporta can quench supporters. No can quench a team.
Ken Laporta no.
That 1-1. That's a 4 years in.
Ken me Laporta no. Dientia a hono me ne ya adwen kakra ne say ti o. Ebetimi aba se ko ba ye no an ko the 2 years beto wo say Barcelona supporters me shremo. Baby a club na edru no. Me compete 2 years. After 2 years, me get Barcelona back to normal. But no question pa woman say supporters don't see us yet da. Me what? Imagine say if Laporta had taken over no say 2 years in here, no competition. Tibon say Champions League who Barcelona home leg na bia no make di bear for na fifth. So supporters won't be happy. Into the oil and say all competing while still finding solutions to the finances. So far I say it has been good. What I say? And 100%, but maybe over fire, any maybe other club need to. He's doing well. He has done well. And I think say projections ain't bad. But the reality is say we kimu. Niemani bebre why was semping for the TSC the mom. And nunti ena Spotify company board of directors ni be say yan next year. Laporta said Dabi. As I see yen because ye yiska. Until now they are looking at Spotify company say and when we are paying for the budget to mama bobo 1 2 and they say now was a place no titru stesta gendiano La Liga for the pass the momo miensa VIP seat no maton La Liga for ntiase no and also so ya miensa into omo miensa ni nyina to ma he is good to go but omo nyanjin to mu ya ba start league into was so heading and ye ya yemfa isike nkosi awawa ɛno ntira nti kyerɛkyerɛ mu ne nyinaa ni yɛnto aso ɛ oh ɛnyɛ yi bi ma wei de ɛnyɛ yi bi ma de wei de sɛ ɛnyɛ yi bi ma
board of directors ko jiji skare ko
ɛnyɛ yi ma sɛ board of club ni sika na ɛnyɛ yi bi de wei de ɛnyɛ yi bi ma ɛnyɛ yi bi ma atɔ so wei si pɛn na sɛ ɔmo de papa yɛ ɔde ne sika ɔne Rafa use deɛ mmerɛ bi ɔmo de ɔmo sika yɛ registration nti ɛyɛ normal na Ken ɔfa nkyɛ Ken made us say na yɛnto so ɛ na yɛ bɔ nkɔmɔ hɛ I think say there's a disturbing trend bi a ɛsɛ sɛ PAG for no stopping as soon as possible. Neymar ɛkwan of us free PAG na ɛnya akɔnɔ ɛkwan a Messi ɛfa so free PAG ɛnɛ Messi on person beti PAG kredi ɛnya akɔnɔ ɛkwan a Mbappe ɛfa so free PAG ɛnya akɔnɔ to the extent say court krom da so wɔ sisi am na ɔkase. It looks like trend be ya da ho say star players need free PAG a there be issues wo ho. Donnarumma issues no. It has not been explained well. PAG should be very careful about their image. Tio Donnarumma the agent na eyemi no real anyame fa the currency ye. Very strong agent. Oko negotiate here now Donnarumma was one of the highest paid players. Goalkeeper 12 million those time. What I say because that time na kura ne ba no we say that clubs and kese pe no na koma PAG for. Ena Donnarumma ye na dwuma. Say clearly na nye last year na mo person mo pound because ball na uja for da na enye. And we started to picking from no more contract negotiation. Listen to this very well. And the PAG force say your financial fair play issues. Say no credit say no krom wasam. Inti boy didn't say na ketu so 12 million no member be 9. Initially, boy is on tiase. Season ni ko nanim na PAG for easy wo mani kra. And etre boy ni ko catch through the agency say Enzo. Ko catch say okay, ye beti ase, ye beda. Ye be gisika no. Ye beti aketu aso na yabo. Okay, no problem. Ken, say boy not tiase say obeti na ketu ase so automatically you just sign him. PAG for name fee and also okay, train. Ya agreed ya umbeti yenka. Club World Cup here, and yes, Enzo sounds so call reminder almost what's up? Boy no contract, I can 1 year, Monfa hey my ya tiase, Monfa the camera. Almost when you would say real Club World Cup na. Sana coach no any penny for na catch him no. A some call for goalkeeper for bra. Lucas Cavalier. Now this is the reason. You see, Ken, coach no, and the decision is solely on the coach. And tactical reasons. Throughout the season, also I catch the boy and say, the ball distribution, on him boy, a passable, just say, what the ball, the man one simple pass, not the ball, on your be a passing ball from the back. It's normally he goes long. I want it you say no, I want a young common. Coaching say, saving is important to him, but he needs a goalkeeper that can save and can also pass the ball from the back into so come on say Luis Enrique no where say Champions League na waje dia ma PAG no or authority or kasan kupanyifo ni tie into say open the goalkeeper say Donnarumma wo che ball e mo ball ni sim bebre any time will be an obebo ball ni sim time we go where say pass the ball from the back into ball ni improve one or improve here. Two they say, I said Donnarumma wapa. I said Donnarumma, I think 6'5". Now watch this. Say corners eba. I said Donnarumma and then baby. Can be also one day. Born by I know so, but born about Ojina ho. Inti wa complaining several times and about him fan or sakwa mefa wondering. Inti according to the coach, he says that he finds that attribute in Lucas Cavalier into open that boy instead of Donnarumma. So what's a boy? Quincy, I extremely Luis Enrique decision. Strictly. That's the reason the boy is leaving. Anything I don't say. Nipa Baku for me also on penal. Coach Nesempel or style on why I want a goalkeeper that will pass the ball from the back. And now PAG for your training. No coach na goalkeeper. Nechi. Now in an interview I say this year we are going to change a little bit about how we play now, Mr. Kaish. Soon. Into Donna would have to leave. Now my problem is that he's coming to Manchester City. City is also Pepe. Into I don't know why Pepe are too bent on getting him. If maybe Pep wants him to at least maybe I'll bet you one or two things maybe Ning now Pep okay. Mitie Rashford nkomo kakra. Na bakubi oka for Manchester United hono interesting me ye pass Manchester United over the years team no obia can Manchester United in transition. But the question pie woman say also transition Manchester United in start here. It's waste yes ni na you can say United transition na why ye gu kwa. Also so be transition you need a plan then you stick with your coach. Inti sad na Manchester United here. Na you saw example be say Jurgen Klopp no oba Liverpool sticked with him. And Oyejuma na man for Jurgen Klopp abra no on Manchester City for April League forgetting say he also started not doing well. Okay. This is my opinion. First of all, Jurgen Klopp example no coach bia per time I know I refer to Jurgen Klopp no. I think people are not interpreting it right. A easy example uncle for tie na it burst my mind. Say Jurgen Klopp buy no or sansa until doing well. It is a lie. Jurgen be taking off from Brendan Rodgers last season. They say we all know what happened. And everyone go in D8. And no pono of Europa Cup final. Sevilla and the Sheno. Till the following season, Liverpool and what Champions League. The next season of what Champions League or call final. Till into Jurgen Klopp was not doing well in the league, but in Europe he played in the Europa Cup. Sir, 2 seasons after, about Champions League finals. But people don't talk about it. It's an easy way out. Jurgen Klopp, now Liverpool league, no, they're forgetting that Jurgen was doing well. Okay. Say the conversation about Manchester United and then coach I am sticking with him. No, Ken. Say you can say CB a transition sir. Now or appoint a coach for transitions sir. Now, if you appoint an established coach, you can give him time. And then so for Pep Guardiola, or for Carlo Ancelotti, or for coaches nipa do do na nim so mo proven coaches or kasa man time you know say all them run the manual why you be that or you proven obetinya. Now that is not where Manchester United falls to say because he decided to go for an inexperienced coach Ruben Amorim. Okay, so what for inexperienced coach Ruben Amorim to say Amorim nkomo ya yedia. Okay, time no I was so merited Onyendru Pep Guardiola mo dia you can afford to say Pep Guardiola last season about 15 games, 12 games, we know we winning one because you know so or you're proving. Coach way Onyendru into SSO on one can some merits in the time no by doing what? By starting and winning games, by starting and making us see the progress because they be American say what's a yama umra. Now start say first 10 games now we lose you cannot merit that time. Inti yes, we understand Manchester United want to start transition with Ruben Amorim. Already, you didn't actually time be that anchor 15th position in the league. Inti to stick with him, he needs to do well, start well. Let us see some be process now. Let us see some progress in the process so that we know okay, you are doing well. Then we can say Manchester United are doing a proper transition into which we stick with the coach. Like example, here Chelsea, here the Mariska Mariska the oye no any the oye. You can say okay, Papa Yamanema obetinya ye baby. Why? Because he's doing something. You are seeing it. Clear, you see the process and I say, I don't know, there's a progress in it. Let us see some Ruben Amorim. Then we can stick with him. And not just by saying it's a coach behind him, it is a lie.
Okay, I don't say on Amorim and Marcus for the interview, no, and I went to come but I'll be I didn't come kakra and check the patron draw no ever. I Japan draw no Friday on the Japan opportunity, Sikadi be 1 letter crab and say times 3, it be a times 8, it be a times 10. Into young Tosso.
I can UEFA Super Cup Basel. Sir, what is a UEFA Super Cup Barcelona teams me no mobile Shiana. Paris Saint-Germain and Tottenham. Definitely. It didn't about him so bet me I win no first trophy no Paris Saint-Germain bobo. But Tottenham on the other hand, the coach Thomas Frank, had a very difficult task and a point to prove. A very difficult task because again, so a Jumana Ange Postecoglou Mijitum say he wasn't one of the best managers last season. Neman Kuyam Famano. But in the first season, making sure say obey improve the Tottenham team. Will league log and so any pair points and will qualify for the top 6 last 2 seasons. Last season in Neman Konkan and Farmer Papano. Now you move to one a few and come say out on a Europa Cup final and after went to me and J Trophy no. Nanka Tottenham Bejano Kwamanako. But after so Baba J Trophy no, it won't so the 15th it will league log and so. But Otibi Baba J Trophy no or 16th rather. Otibi Baba J Trophy no man nipa bi GDA. E man e bi no ma dwen almost say and come be Jan on Mama Natana. No, I hear Jumama Tottenham. But still, in Penifoni decided on Bemanako. Tis all Thomas Frank. Now be fair Juma. The previous coach I have done a man a call, a G Europa Cup, and so ye Pamonoa. As I said, catch or say Jumana or Baba Befanakin, a Juma a day per year. And you know, Edda Thomas Frank team. Thomas Frank in the Premier League are born home or day. Our Brentford. But when you check up it, every Brentford will do Tottenham. Everything you've done at Brentford, you stayed at Brentford. You are now coming to build a new legacy for yourself. At Tottenham Bobo Konem. Oba Michel Luis Enrique, on also Guso or chasing records. Or chasing records because Paris Saint-Germain Bobo Kono, they haven't gotten to this stage before. It is what Baba drew her. Or Bepaso or J Super Cup, the Ama PSG. Or J the more Markin. And found one performance will be full for the Baba Dynasty. History, any BBR, and I remember those who did it first. Into on that note, a very difficult game at the Tottenham Bobo Kono. But I have first official games to be games for newcomers. Into players, nibi ono mo nipa baba be show mo na yahwemode mo a mo be dynasty. Obi to say Lucas Cavalier. Last season per save rate our French league and he was a goalkeeper. He was the best. It is a yes Donnarumma nko. Na wo bra be da goal post ni mu e fa ma Paris Saint-Germain Bobo Kono a. Obi e baba be hwese goalkeeper na ye Donnarumma afi wa mo no na baba be dem no. What is he bringing on board? Because Donnarumma performance say your last 2 seasons I won't mean in one dance here. Last 3 I won't mean in one dance here. But last season he was one of the reasons in the PSG a Champions League, you know. That's why just such a goalkeeper kwai ni abefa Cavalier. You have to perform well to send signals to the outside world and the supporters of PSG. Say you are in to stay now baba be born home modern. In 51 for Paris Saint-Germain, they are missing out on João Neves. João Neves are my channel. Our Paris Saint-Germain team in 50. I one player. I feel he's the best tackler for Paris Saint-Germain in their midfield. Say a dirty job. Our team in 50 on him. Tackles in your own generation. I won't 50 on. And no more may say out on him. Why Emery's are here Baba Bishim. But Palini and so Baba Bijim as a defensive midfielder, they are not Tottenham.
And so what do we go to the Z-A-J and then 3 letters.
Yes, X-A-J. X-A-J.
Okay.
X-A-J.
X-A-J.
Yes.
I'm also Friday draw. The Bible Bakuba time 3.
And
maybe at times 10.
Oh.
And Jenny would do
Number Friday.
X-A-J. And then draw for ABC games. And Abon. It's a Ucha Esa.
Get that to say office car.
Office car. Ucha J office car. You move your boy out, Sika Yapu. Me and some boy, the other is
Master King. As I was saying, Pauline Ebabe Jenem 51 on the Tottenham. He's also a new player of Tottenham Bobo Kono, the first official game. It will also be person will be proving a point. But the question is that Bisu man you want to okay with the midfield on your mabwa. But coach and say Akwadane tie late into a uniform squad. There's a new player in. But you compare him to the midfielders of Paris Saint-Germain. It will not the first official game they also prove your point. Or she one of the most difficult midfielders in the world. And it makes it difficult for Paulinia. But it says so ye Bibi Maria Singh. Then our own Mohamed Kudus. The first official game at the Tottenham game. Can Empire Union I have one?
So always she need it.
My body are never say will be fair.
And only a me wish.
Born body. And there's a way winti me monty.
Oh, no, I thought that's what me a good day lack in the bar. It's still so out to me board a good game. It may bomb by a lack in the business. No Mendes. I was so yeah. Because you see, a Tottenham supporters and a county on him. Human song ni hono. Oko. Richarlison is injury prone. Brent Johnson is a good player last season or Chile. But consistency sake, Brent Johnson young drew on him. To show you Mohamed Kudus. Near the more than 50 million pounds before I say Tottenham team anymore. Supporters in a show. Say almost captain any human song econo. Almost Baba be new star boy or any Muana.
Brent Johnson share winning goal against Manchester.
Europa Cup finals in here on the share. And I make us say for consistency sake when you drew on him. On a good season last season. Last season he was Tottenham's top scorer. Into the performance they are bad. But so consistently ube to me I know. Ube do through one in your problem. But how to maintain the status when you get to the top? That is where the problem is. It is for consistency sake. Omuweshe Mohamed Kudus as an experienced player compared to other players there were anymore. Richarlison you good, but on no injuries crumple man kwine. It is a human song ni one man. Now Mohamed Kudus aba. And especially looking at performance at what dine anytime he played in the preseason. And not any that bad no. Omani beba so. No many ababa be done so beti me bibia momo. It is a difficult task. There was a Thomas Franke and they say, oh, kwa chair do beti media Tottenham into the new season. But be placing me better. I am going to go for Paris Saint-Germain Bobokono. Possibly a 3-1 win for PSG. Okay. Okay. May the best support Kudus name me feel say PSG be winning. Okay, yeah.
Especially PSG. As a Kudus here.
It's Chelsea are being, you know. Paris Saint-Germain are invincible. It's almost bit to me aye. The hands-on by your money by year. Can Liverpool? I one team. We talk about the kind of spending for my. But Liverpool has also done one good business. Like some good businesses transfer window way more. Aton ton certain players are omugusumpo. A person omutombi. A banner ton or timber ko him to yard by Chelsea. Me bought Chelsea abaso on that score. But Liverpool, looking at the money they have spent around 396 million euros. And Sika Omato and so around right now, around 196 million euros. Until clearly almost certain good businesses. Now one player in the Diababa Bitoda, say Liverpool petrol torn on so. Costas Chimakas, the left back. Previous seasons for Liverpool and debutized are not. Even last season. And one of the worst seasons for Arnold, they will Liverpool Bobo on the debutized. Until Arnold having a bad season. Now you're the deputy. Now when to me and put up performance, a bit to me about two another. Not still throughout the season. On the bomber Liverpool Bobo now. Then clearly they catch a minister or more money from. Ken Liverpool looking at the markets. Yeah. Oh, from Dodo. So 20 year normal.
20 years.
Can I do some? Market way. Oh, on your heavy. On your heavy. Anything I make us say, oh, player a friend say Robertson, a performance last season. That's a stone how poor he was. When to me and mammy to know. Clearly, when you are rival scammer, next one necessary amount because Milos Kessa is about possibly on the best starting. And the Liverpool Bobo now. Robertson now went to me and to know about the deputy. And he also make you way for other players.
No, maybe sir, for Lanvetti by Ubian Canamasa. I can't see Castle of the Cofan is Kakita. As when you're freedom, when you're
on your freedom.
They've been central for Biancanasm. Liverpool match.
Yeah, come at the proper season as start you.
Sir.
Of course.
Now one guy, your friend say
Haaland
Nunez Hollandia. I'm preseason now there who be as a massa. We went to me.
Haaland got a community shield in the chassis. But yes, but at least I think say for a year or no the end of the year, you came a proper season in the chassis. Now can be on Manchester United. A woman Manchester United near defensive midfielder. But per reports are Urban Ken. Decision be taken in the China be to your hoka. The fact that United needs a defensive midfielder. And she say United them find the Sikanyina and conquer to defensive midfielder now on Chemra. Because decisions you want to take financially under Ten Hag. And only affect Manchester United transfer window. United in penny for say. So we better ballet bampo. Na future consequences be financially they don't care. And I feel it is going to be a very bad decision. Someone decided to move by Sadiana. Mistake no more under Ten Hag. And it's all my BCBM.
Me does say
a better battle.
so Kupama review no Mendes. Ah,
Unse or Kupama and Malugusto ne Kabu mu no. Nti ene ye heko ye head you could is be. Nti ene de ye ta kudu sechi. Ye ta kudu sechi. But Ken, to be honest with you, obi bi o follow football bia no ehun hia se make asa bebre. The current PSG team and the current Spurs team no. So o analyze here between these two clubs no. Unless say on person be kind of PSG for no was so saying Spurs.
Well, Spurs any better preseason than PSG.
Agreed. By say oh get fair between Spurs and a PSG bobo no. There or what through say a PSG team no. Let's not forget
Thomas Frank Afre Enzo Maresca na. On na kasa.
I mean
so we now land ho.
omo nyina wo ho
Just so Enzo Maresca na or je tactics kakra.
But one thing is say ubetima friend by personals na Enzo Maresca use na bi na was Spurs na. Ubetima free coach no share Enzo Maresca no share PSG no. Na mum Chelsea players no dey share PSG no. Enu bi na Spurs ekura.
Say Richarlison be Pedro ayi. John Pedro. Na kuru so ye fa se Kupama. Na hwan bi.
I don't because a different profiles. So ubetima je plan no by oma ubetima use so execute no. Omo to say Chelsea for na. And the reason why I can make us a PSG for no show near say PSG team under Luis Enrique akure football kra nim how mo fa so see o makan. The core of the team eda so ho. Majority of the players na da so ho. Enti omo star ni omo bibia no eda so ho a. Ye won nkose saneoma bebre. Ba wo check space boboko na. Last season na Postecoglou na e wo ho. Obefa boboko no ode omo ebo attacking football, possession football. Omo biem, omo wo show omo mpokra na omo defend. By this time around Thomas Frank ebefa space boboko no. Obi bia wa check Thomas Frank ne former club ana obefa space omo pre-season ni na no. Time bia no omo ye reserved. Omo etimi protect omo box e wo the final third. Omo defend dia. So under Thomas Frank, ya show omo pre-season omo ne Bayern, omo ne Arsenal. But it seems say omo more of a defensive side kakra. Enti so be kai omo game against Bayern boboko na papa ne be ball Kudus abaso because or see Kudus etimi eba na chibe defend because time your person omo protected the box. And without James Maddison, on says Spurs boboko no mo say the near classic number 10 from the central midfield area betima create dia mom. So majority of attacking channels no omo the far wing so no dey akwa hwe Kudus mo. And in finfi on impokra no enam say omo ni a classic number 10 and say obi a oya attacking midfielder no eye Papisa eye Palinya ana Bentancur. These are midfielders akin omo be destroy omo be win balls na omo distribute na omo carry balls no enti ade a ye expect Spurs for na so be na say omo be try so omo protect your box then omo ye quick in terms of omo attacking move no na Kudus mu individually omo timi ameki enyo omo dey in finfin ho there is no way say Spurs for ni betimi a control game ni better than team a friend say PSG midfield on because Spurs any sa technical and skillful midfielders na on bit my side and the only thing on bit my say on be the Chelsea way Ejuma na Caicedo ye Ejuma na Enzo Fernandez mo ye because Palinya with that ability wo Papisa with that ability wo then again Bentancur so that ability wo also making sure say in finfi no on the kind of that physique combativeness no any sa aggression be finfi but you know can no be can football here. It's all of a movements kakra most especially a cup game no by say oh kind of cry unless say obeka say who deny the fact PSG for na a favorite so mbe wini mami move on